$1,199.99. That's how much this camera costs without the zoom. None of the pieces come with it, just the body. So today, I will be teaching you all how to properly take pictures at an athletic event using the Canon SD. This is a Mark V to be exact. And these are skills that I learned here at HSU doing work study with media services. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to open the battery slot, and you want to put the battery in correctly. And so once you know it's in, it'll click. Once it clicks, you close it back, and then you want to put in the, and this is called the Secure Digital Card, what everybody else knows as an SD card. And I didn't know that until last night, and I got that information from Webopedia.com. So now you know that the SD card stands for Secure Digital. Once you have that in, you want to close that spot, and you want to finally turn your camera on. When it's on, you'll know because you'll see this screen will light up, as well as these numbers will pop up. These numbers are important. I'll get to that in a minute. Once you finally have your camera on, you want to take the necessary steps to make sure that you can get a picture at an angle that's good for you. So the first thing you want to do is you want to place the camera on a monopod. It's called a monopod because it just has one stand. And the way this works is there's a screw on the inside of this, so you push down and twist. I personally don't like using these, but it's good for like athletic events when you want to make sure that your picture is not blurry. So you need more than one focal point. And you want to just adjust it until it's your height. And then you want to put the next strap on so that you have more than one focal point for your picture. Now, when you look down into the camera, first you need to make sure it's on camera. So there's a little setting right here that'll switch this to video, and then you'll see from here. And you want to make sure that you can see through here. In order to take a picture, you first have to take off the zoom lens. You're just going to press down on both sides and pull it off. That's what you don't do. Then once I have the lens off of my zoom, I'm going to adjust it until I can see the right player. Then once you've adjusted your zoom, you then want to follow and adjust your focus. And to adjust your focus, you want to hold this button down halfway because that will adjust the focus. Notice how the lens will move out as soon as I press this down. It's adjusting its focus. I'll do that one more time. There are some very important things that go along with taking a picture. I'm going to take this off to go into more depth with my presentation. So the most important part of taking a picture is you want to make sure that your ISO, your aperture, and your shutter speed are at the right settings. So in order to change your ISO, there's a button at the very top that's labeled ISO, and you want to click that button. And if you're at an athletic event, you don't want your ISO very high, so you want it down to at least 1,000. And also, you want your shutter speed to not be very low, and you want it over 1,000. So I'm going to set this one at 2,000. And aperture is also important. That's just what it's going to focus on. So if I adjust my aperture to be low and I'm pointing my camera at you, it'll get you and everything else in the background will be blurry. But if my aperture is at a higher, like maybe 7.5, I can get everybody in the room and everybody will be clear. So I'm going to, right now, the aperture was at 5.6. I'm going to put it down to 4. And capture the shot. Now, one thing that I didn't adjust was my white balance, which is important because this room is a dark room. So in order for me to adjust that, there's a button that says it's labeled white balance, of course. And I just want to turn that until the line in the middle is aligned with the number line at the top. Then when I take another picture, I can see her more clearly. So once you take your picture, and I'll take this off in my pot too. You can view your picture in that moment. There it goes. And I just want to show you. This was the second picture that I took before I adjusted the white balance. That was the first one. This is the second one, in case you didn't see that one. There are many different things you can do with the camera. For specific athletic events, this is not the zoom that you want to use. I think I grabbed this one because the other ones were in use. But the zoom that you want to use is the 75 to 400. This one only goes to 300. And this specific zoom only covers so much space. When you're at an athletic event, you have a lot of space to cover, especially if it's like football or soccer, and those fields are longer. I took pictures at basketball last week, and they move around a lot, so sometimes you just want to pick a spot and be able to zoom in and out. My boss always says you need to capture your shot, so that's important to make sure like you're not in one spot for a very long time. So if I'm here and I'm taking pictures, I don't want all of my pictures to be from this angle, so I'm going to move around a lot. That's why when you see photographers at athletic events, they're never in the same spot for a long time. And so I want to thank you all for listening to me talk about my camera and my special stuff. And I learned all of this here when I started doing photography here. I look forward to hearing all of y'all's speeches. You're guaranteed to see me at the next athletic event on the sideline taking pictures.